Hey everyone, Mike here, and today we're diving deep into something that honestly surprised me, the UBFEN Barefoot sneakers from Amazon. Now, I know what you're thinking, another budget barefoot shoe review, right? But stick with me on this one, because after 6 weeks of putting these through absolutely everything, I've got some thoughts that might change your perspective on affordable barefoot footwear. So last month, I'm chatting with my physical therapist about this nagging foot pain I've been dealing with, and she drops this bomb on me. Mike, she says, your clients with similar issues swear by these UBFEN ones on Amazon. They're different. Now, I've been testing shoes for over a decade, and I've heard that recommendation before about budget options. But something in her tone made me think, okay, let's give these a shot. Fast forward 6 weeks, over 200 miles walked, 15 workout sessions, and I'm here to tell you, she might have been onto something special. But before we get into the good stuff, let's talk about what you're actually getting for your money. First off, the price point. We're talking $39. That's not a typo. $39 for a barefoot shoe that's actually comfortable. I've tested barefoot shoes that cost 4 times this amount and delivered less comfort. The weight comes in at 7.2 ounces for a women's size 8, which is impressively light, true zero-drop design, which means your heel and forefoot are at the exact same level, no artificial elevation here. The stack height is 12 millimeters heel to toe, so you're getting that barefoot ground feel without walking on razor blades. The upper is a fabric and synthetic mesh combo, and they're primarily designed for daily walking, casual wear, and light exercise. I tested these for 6 weeks straight, put over 200 miles on them, and used them for 15 different workout sessions. Now, let's talk about first impressions, because honestly, they arrive in a plastic bag. Not a box, not fancy packaging, a plastic bag. And I'll be straight with you, they have this strong rubber smell right out of the package. I'm talking new tire levels of chemical odor. I had to air these out for 48 hours before I could even think about putting them on my feet. But here's where it gets interesting. The construction quality is actually better than I expected for 39 bucks. The stitching looks solid, and while you can see some glue along the sole edges, which is pretty common in budget shoes, it's not excessive. They've got this toe reinforcement that's actually a nice touch for durability, something most barefoot shoes in this price range completely skip. The design itself reminds me of Adidas Sambas, but with that distinctive wide toe box that immediately screams barefoot shoe. It's clean, it's simple, but you can definitely tell these aren't premium materials. The question is, does that matter for everyday wear? And this brings me to the star of the show, the comfort factor. The toe box on these is genuinely spacious. I'm not talking about marketing spacious. I'm talking about actual room for your toes to spread naturally without feeling like you're swimming in oversized shoes. For my size 9.5 feet, I tested the women's tan men's 8.5. There's about a thumb's width of space beyond my longest toe. Now, if you're coming from traditional sneakers, that zero-drop design is going to take some getting used to. My first week in these, I definitely felt my calves working harder, my ankles were a bit sore. But that's completely normal with any barefoot transition. Your feet are finally doing the work they're designed for instead of relying on artificial arch support and heel elevation. After that adjustment period, though, the comfort level is honestly impressive. I can wear these for 8 to 10-hour days without the foot fatigue I normally experience. The wide toe box is particularly beneficial if you have bunions, plantar fasciitis, or just naturally wide feet. I had several people in my walking group mention these helped with their foot pain more than expensive orthotic inserts they'd tried. Let me tell you about real-world performance, because this is where the rubber meets the road, literally. For daily walking and casual activities, these sneakers perform admirably. That thin sole, about 12 millimeters total, provides excellent ground feel. You can actually sense texture changes when you're walking from concrete to grass to gravel. It's like your feet are finally awake again. The traction pattern is surprisingly grippy on dry surfaces. I wouldn't trust them on wet pavement or slick floors, but for normal dry conditions, they grip better than I expected. I even took these on a moderate hiking trail in Colorado. Nothing too technical, just 3 miles of packed dirt with some rocky sections. They held up better than expected, though that minimal sole protection means you're definitely going to feel every pebble and root. The flexibility is outstanding. These shoes bend and flex naturally with your foot movement, making them excellent for activities like yoga, light gym work, or just walking around town. The sole has enough grip for treadmill running. Several reviewers mentioned this, though I'd be cautious about outdoor running on rough surfaces. During my testing, I put these through every daily scenario I could think of. Long walking sessions, I did over 8 miles in San Francisco, steep hills, concrete sidewalks, even some light trail sections in Golden Gate Park. My feet felt fresh even after the full day, though I definitely felt the impact more than I would in traditional cushioned sneakers. For all-day workwear, I tested these during several long work days where I'm often on my feet consulting with clients. The comfort holds up remarkably well for extended standing and walking. No hot spots, no pressure points, and my usual end-of-day foot fatigue was notably reduced. For light exercise and gym use, these work surprisingly well for bodyweight exercises, yoga, and light strength training. The ground feel is excellent for deadlifts and squats, though serious lifters will want dedicated lifting shoes. The flexibility makes them great for stretching and mobility work. I even got caught in a surprise rainstorm during one of my testing walks. While they're not waterproof, the shoes dried quickly and maintained their shape. The grip becomes noticeably less reliable on wet surfaces, though, so be cautious in rainy conditions. Now let's talk about UBFEN's marketing claims versus reality, because this is important. They claim barefoot comfort with zero-drop design. This one's accurate. The zero-drop is genuine, and after the adjustment period, the comfort is excellent for a shoe in this price range. I'd say they deliver about 85% of what they promise here. Wide toe box for natural foot movement? Absolutely true. This is probably their strongest selling point and where they actually exceed expectations. The toe box is genuinely spacious without being clownishly oversized. Durable rubber sole for superior grip? Mixed results here. The grip is good on dry surfaces, average on wet ones. Durability seems decent so far, but 6 weeks isn't enough to judge long-term wear. I'd say 70% delivery on this claim. Suitable for running, hiking, and walking. This is where they oversell a bit. These are primarily walking shoes that can handle light jogging and easy hiking. Calling them true running or hiking shoes is a stretch. More like 60% accurate for this claim. After 6 weeks of real-world testing, here's what really stands out. The standout feature is absolutely the comfort-to-price ratio. At $39, these provide 80% of the barefoot experience you'd get from shoes costing $100 or more. The wide toe box genuinely helps with foot issues, and the zero-drop design promotes better posture and natural gait. The main weakness is that initial rubber smell and basic construction. While functional, these feel like budget shoes. The insole slides around easily, the laces are comically long, and the overall build quality screams Amazon basics rather than premium footwear. Let's talk about who this shoe is really for. These are perfect for people with foot pain, bunions, or plantar fasciitis looking for relief. They're excellent for barefoot shoe beginners who want to test the waters without major investment. Daily walkers who prioritize comfort over fashion will love these. Anyone spending 8+ hours on their feet and needs affordable comfort should definitely consider them. You should consider carefully if you're sensitive to chemical smells. Plan for that extended airing out period. If you need shoes that work for both casual and business casual settings, they might not be versatile enough. If you're a serious runner or hiker looking for performance footwear, look elsewhere. And definitely look elsewhere if you want premium construction and materials, need shoes for formal or professional settings, are planning serious athletic activities, or prefer traditional arch support and heel cushioning. After all this testing, I'm giving the UBFEN Barefoot sneakers a 7.3 out of 10 overall. Here's the breakdown. Design and aesthetics get a 6.5. Clean but basic design with limited style versatility. Comfort quality gets an impressive 8.5. excellent for the price with genuine wide toe box benefits. Versatility gets a 7, good for daily wear and light activities, but limited for serious exercise. Build quality gets a 6, functional but clearly budget construction. And value for money gets a solid 9, outstanding comfort to price ratio at $39. The bottom line is this: these are the best entry-level barefoot shoes you can buy for under $50. If you're dealing with foot pain, curious about barefoot footwear, or just want comfortable daily walking shoes, this is absolutely worth considering. My pro tip: order your normal size, plan for a 1 to 2 week adjustment period if you're new to zero-drop shoes, and definitely air them out before first wear to deal with that rubber smell. Based on wear patterns after 6 weeks of heavy testing, I estimate these will last 6 to 8 months for daily walkers, 4 to 6 months for people who walk 5 miles regularly. At $39, that's still excellent value per mile. If these don't quite meet your needs, here are some alternatives. For better construction at this price, consider UBFEN Barefoot shoes. Similar price, slightly better materials. For more style versatility, look at Vivo Barefoot Primus Lite. 3 times the price, but works from casual to business casual. For serious running capability, check out Merrell Vapor Glove. That's a true minimalist running shoe. So there you have it, my complete breakdown of the UBFEN Barefoot sneakers after 6 weeks of real-world testing. These definitely surprised me in the best way possible. They're not perfect, but for $39, they deliver comfort and barefoot benefits that compete with shoes costing significantly more. If you found this review helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more honest shoe reviews, and drop a comment below with any questions you have about these or barefoot shoes in general. I read every comment and do my best to help out. Until next time, keep walking comfortably.